Well, hello everyone. Sharonah here, and we are going to be doing a review and flip through of the Darkwood Tarot by Sasha Graham and art by Abigail Larson. And these cards come to you in a beautiful box. They come to you from Llewelyn. So right away, we see a wonderful magnetic box and just a beautiful, beautiful presentation. This must be the Ace of Pentacles. And the deck comes with a beautiful book, and it's a real book that has over 300 pages. So let's just look at what the book says on the back so we have an idea about the Darkwood Tarot. Welcome to the Darkwood, where getting lost helps you find yourself. Best-selling author Sasha Graham lights your way through the Darkwood in this full-color guidebook. Inside is a clear and thorough breakdown of card meanings, tarot basics, spreads, and more. Darkwood Tarot is a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith style deck, but it arrives at your fingertips with an extra dose of delicious darkness. It's a shadow deck that invites you into uncharted territory where your bravery will be rewarded with empowerment and deeper understanding of yourself. This guidebook allows you to embrace the gifts in the dark and integrate them into your life. So right away, I know that this is what's known as a shadow deck. It's probably going to be emphasizing the reverse meanings of the cards. And it's probably going to be a deck for working with yourself, not reading for other people. But I am looking forward to this. I mean, I love the artwork. So let's just kind of flip through the book before we flip through the cards. Just beautifully done. It starts off with a quote from Star Wars, The Empire Strikes Back. Luke, who's in there? Yoda, only what you take with you. And the book was put together, and the deck was designed by Sasha Graham. And Sasha Graham is the author of Tarot Diva, 365 tarot spreads, 365 tarot spells, and Llewelyn's complete book of the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And she served as editor and writer of Los Scarabella's Tarot Fundamentals and is a contributing author to Llewelyn's 2020 Magical Almanac. She teaches classes and lectures around the globe, and she lives in New York City and the Catskills. And this is the artist, Abigail Larson, and she's a Hugo award-winning artist specializing in macabre and gothic illustration. And she has worked with Sideshow Collectibles and DC. She's has done a lot of work and for sci-fi and gothic publications. So this is going to be an interesting deck. And of course, the book, it goes through how the deck is designed, gives you handy information about the suits, the numbers. And what I love is this actually starts off, as you're reading it, as almost like a fairy tale. In fact, it does start off once upon a time. So let's put the guidebook aside and let's take a look at the cards. So the presentation is so beautiful. This is the back of the cards, the DW for Darkwood. Put the box over here and let us begin. So this is going to be in the style and the format of the Waite Smith style. So we start off with the full, and we start off with a lovely female full, and we know that this is going to be a witchy deck because we've got a little black cat and we have a fox. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the camera a little closer, now that we're working close up, so that you can see better with the cards. So we have our full. We have a female magician, the crone, and I love that there are tarot decks on the altar, and it says on the altar, as above, so below. And we have our high priestess in a lovely dress that is just flowing and becoming water. And we have our empress, very pregnant and beautiful empress. And here's something that's different. Our emperor is a ram. And here we have the Hierophant. It's like a mother tree, like grandmother tree in Disney's Pocahontas. In fact, the cards almost have like a Disney cartoon flavor to them. And the Lover's card. And here's another thing that's different in this deck. The Chariot is an eagle. And the Strength card. And this one's a little different too. Instead of the lion, she's a snake charmer. And the snake is actually, I think, making the infinity sign. And here's our Hermit. Kind of like Little Red Riding Hood. And our Wheel. Wheel is also very Grimm's fairy tale. I'm thinking of Sleeping Beauty. I'm thinking of Rumpelstiltskin. And the World card. And the Justice. Very interesting in that Justice doesn't have on a blindfold, but the people coming before Justice are blindfolded. And Judgment, kind of a vampire pose, submitting to a vampire. And here we have the Hanged Man card, should be the Hanged Woman, and we see she's hanging upside down, almost keeping with that vampire theme. And a little bat. I can't wait. I can't wait to read the guidebook that goes along with this. I know this is going to be really fun to read. And here we have Death and Temperance and Devil. Very interesting that there's someone who's going up against the devil. They're very brave. They're not chained to this devil. And our Tower, really cool that there's bats flying out from the windows, and it almost looks like the fire started in the tower and the lightning is illuminating it. So I'll have to read more in the book. And our star, just a really pretty star. Once again, the bats. And our moon. And it almost looks like the same woman in the star card, but she has submerged herself in the water, and then in the moon she's coming out of the water, and we're used to seeing little crayfish. Okay, and the sun. We don't have the baby on the white horse. We have a grown-up woman. Kind of almost reminds me of Lady Godiva. And we have here, we're going to start the minors. the Ace of Wands. Very lovely Two of Wands. She has a crystal ball instead of a globe that we're used to seeing. The Three of Wands. The Five of Wands. We have like a demon under a bridge. I'll have to read more about that in the cards, in the guidebook. And our Five of Wands seems like the competition is between these kind of goblin or fairy figures who are trying to do something with a mushroom. And we have our Six of Wands. And this one's really cool in that, of course, it's a female figure surrounding her. And if you look carefully, she's holding a tiny little baby. So here we have our Seven of Wands. She's bravely not giving up. And our Eight of Wands. And you know, we're used to seeing the wands that are flying through the air. It's almost like she's projecting them out, maybe releasing something. And our Nine of Wands, kind of a clown character. Okay, and here we have our Ten of Wands, kind of a different depiction. It looks like she has put down 9 of those wands because they're heavy and lit up one of them. And we have our Page of Wands, really lovely page. The faces are really pretty in these cards. And we have our Knight of Wands, a female knight. This is a very female deck. Most of the figures are women. We have our Queen of Wands, and her dress is like turning into fire. Nice touch. And our King of Wands. So moving right along, we have our Page of Cups. We have our Two of Cups. 2 horses. And I love this one. The Three of Cups. We got 3 black cats who were like celebrating. Very cool. And our Four of Cups. And it looks like there's 2 foxes, and one of them is bringing a rabbit for a meal. And our Five of Cups. And I have a feeling, because this is a story, that this is the maid or the mother of the rabbit, which we see the fox has killed and presented to his wife for a meal. So it is the dark deck, so we get this whole thing of the cycle of life. And 6 of Cups with, I think, ravens, and 7 of Cups. She's going off, and there's bats in the air. And a very interesting 8 of Cups with a snake that's going off to the mountains. Once again, dark imagery. And here we have our 9 of Cups, a cat, and I think the cat has killed a mouse. And I guess that thing, the cat has got its wish, the mouse didn't get its wish. Okay, and we have the 10 of Cups, and we have wolves. And what's cute, it's a mama and papa wolf, and then 2 little baby wolves. And we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and you can tell she's very intuitive and in touch with the other side. There's a hand that appears to be reaching out of the water. And here we have the King of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords, kind of a traditional depiction with the sword and the crown. This one is really nice, the 2 of Swords. So we have like it's a reflection and of things not being real, because here she's holding her swords and there's like these demons that are after her, and you flip it around and you see it's all clear. So that whole thing about your thoughts create and be careful what you think. This is the Three of Cups, and that's definitely a heart with three swords going through it. Very easy to understand. Okay, here's the Four of Swords, and we're used to the resting knight, and here we have the maiden, and there's, I don't know whether he's rescuing her or what's up, but she has a sword in her hand. He's not going to get away with that. Excuse me. And here we have the Five of Swords. Oh, she's in a not so good a place. You know, it's usually the defeat card. Her hand is strung up on a tree, and there's another figure that's threatening her with a sword. Now this one is a really interesting card. The Six of Swords. We're used to the boat people leaving the troubled waters for better waters, and here we have the woman in the boat. We have the troubled waters, and there's another figure over there watching or running down to the water's edge. And if you look really carefully, there's a wee little baby in the boat, and crocodiles in the water. So passage over water with danger. And here we have the Seven of Swords. This is kind of a different Eight of Swords, and it is dark. She has a noose around her neck, a blindfold, bindings, and she's standing on some kind of box, and it's surrounded by rats, and it looks like they're gnawing away at the box that she's on. So she's going to have to find a way to get out of that. And here we have our Nine of Swords and Ten of Swords. Yeah, it's definitely an ending. And our Page of Swords, our King of Swords with the bats, and our Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords with I don't know, it's an eagle or maybe a vulture, I'm not sure. Okay, finally we get to the Pentacles, and these are really cool because I can see that it's an apple that's been sliced in half, and how, you know, at the center of an apple there are the 5 seeds that actually make a pentacle or pentagram. And here's our Two of Pentacles, and it's almost like, is this a tree and he's balancing his apples? And our Three of Pentacles, our Four of Pentacles, here's the Five of Pentacles, people in the snow, and yet there's some pentacles that are hidden in the tree that they're probably not aware of. Our Six of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and finally our Ten of Pentacles. And then we have a lovely Page of Pentacles. She's like dressed in clothing that's a bark, so she's very earthy. And then we have our Knight of Pentacles, our Queen of Pentacles. There's a little rabbit that we're used to seeing that's at our foot. And finally we have our King of Pentacles, and on either side he has the bull's head. Okay, so let's just swirl these wonderful cards around. And what I'll do, I'll pick one out that, since they're right side up, and I'm going to do something where I actually pick one that attracts my attention. You know, one of the ones that called to me, and that we understand what's going on here. So what I did is I pulled up the Ace of Swords I mean, not the Ace of Swords, excuse me, the Six of Swords. So, gotta get the book, see what our book says. We're gonna go to the Six of Swords. Beautiful. The book is beautiful. It has, the one thing that I would say with the cards is they're card size, so it's hard to see a lot of the details, but don't worry, you can see Abigail Larson's really beautiful drawings in the book. So what do they say about the six? Okay, so we're talking about this one, the Six of Swords. And what the book is saying is, a woman stands in a flat-bottom boat, using a stick to navigate beneath a bough of Spanish moss. Swords are scattered, and a swaddled baby lies at her feet as curious alligators approach. A young woman reaches toward the boat from the shore. And it gets into how boat symbolizes passage and journey. And while the rivers and water bodies reflect the depths of emotional connection and energetic flow. And the shadow meaning of this is, what are you trying to get away with? It is easy to think that we will not be held accountable for our actions. Yet, what we put into the world always returns to us 3 times. Okay? So, as I said, this is a shadow meaning. Maybe this woman is taking that other woman's baby, or, certainly a very different meaning than we're used to encountering with the standard tarot deck. So I think this is a fun deck. I'm going to, I don't do a lot of shadow work, but I think this might be fun. It's the end of the year is coming up, to certainly read through the book, because it reads like a story. And I know I read once that Sasha Graham, she refers to herself as a fortune teller as well as a storyteller. And she talks about the cards are a story, but it's a story that we can rewrite and redirect. So that is the Darkwood Tarot. I highly recommend it. And once again, it is for shadow work. So if you want to work with your shadow, if you want to embrace that, or if you want to push through those shadow things that are holding you back, this is the deck for you. Once again, I'm Sharonah Rapsick, and I am here with a review of a deck. Please stay tuned to this channel. There'll be more reviews of tarot cards, as well as books, as well as metaphysical tools. Bye-bye now. I love you. Love and magic. Bye now.